of immigration raids late last night. Authorities in tactical gear showed up in Chinatown during a big gathering on the streets. It's just one of several locations here where demonstrations happened. NBC4's Annette Areola is live at downtown LA this morning with more on where things stand now. Hi, Annette.
Hey there, good morning to you, Camilla. Well, out here, everything is pretty much quiet. The crowds are gone. The building you're seeing behind me here is the detention center right off of Alameda. We really can't show you much of the structure because a lot of the walls are tagged. Now, what we can tell you is that there were several melees that broke out throughout the night. Here's some of the latest video that just came into our newsroom. Take a listen. Yeah, all of this happening in Chinatown, where crowds gathered very close to what appeared to be a staging area on Hill Street north of Cesar Chavez. It looked like a command post for federal agents, many of them arriving in different types of vehicles, and protesters attempting to block those units from coming in. LAPD was in tactical gear, declaring it an unlawful assembly, ordering protesters to disperse. And in the crowd was Congressman Jimmy Gomez, who represents the 34th district, including parts of downtown LA. Here's his reaction to what was happening and what he was witnessing.
I just got back from Washington, D.C., and what I'm seeing here is just putting a lot of fear into people here in L.A., but also here in Chinatown.
Yeah, protesters took to the streets after word spread that ICE was carrying out several raids across the city. One of those raids witnessed by our NBC News cameras at Home Depot in Westlake, where immigration agents detained more than a dozen people. Many of them appeared to be day laborers looking for work. In the parking lot over at the Fashion District, another raid at Ambience Apparel headquarters. Federal officials say agents there were serving a search warrant because they believe that some of the workers had fake documents. Now, the ACLU has just released a statement this morning in response to Friday's raids on detentions, saying in quote part, our city leaders recently designated Los Angeles a sanctuary, promising to keep families together and defy Trump's administration's cruel and inhumane actions. Today, city leaders broke their promise. LAPD officers assisted federal agents in terrorizing LA neighborhoods. Now, federal agents conducted 4 raids and arrested or detained at least 40 people. We have gotten word that today at 10 a.m. congressional leaders along with immigration rights activist groups will be meeting in front of the federal building to try to find out where exactly people were taking it and what is the next step in all of this. That is the very latest. Reporting live from downtown. I'm Annette Areola for Today in LA.
Annette, thank you so much for that live report. Yesterday's immigration raids drew plenty of reaction from state and local officials. Here's NBC4's Robert Kovacic with an in-depth look.
It came as a surprise to City Council member Eunices Hernandez.
I can't speak for my colleagues, but I was not advised, and we had raids happen in our district. I found out as I was on my way to City Hall for our meeting this morning.
And then what was witnessed on the streets of L.A., condemned by county leaders. Supervisor Hahn calls it chilling. Supervisor Solis, deeply disturbing. Supervisor Horvath, acts of bigotry and cruelty. Supervisor Barger says she fully supports the enforcement of our nation's laws, adding she believes it is essential the actions of federal agencies are conducted with transparency. The U.S. Attorney for the Central District of California telling NBC the nation's laws were enforced.
My office prepared search warrants for particular businesses where there was probable cause that they're using fictitious documents to employ people, and those warrants were signed by a federal judge, and they were executed on Friday.
And that's when the panic began. Family members suddenly separated. Here's a daughter talking about her father in custody.
I don't really know much. They just called us, telling us know that ICE was here, and I came, I saw him, but they haven't let me speak to him or nothing. I asked for a card, for their number, nothing. They haven't told me nothing.
Among those arrested and hospitalized, the president of the powerful SIE union, David Huerta. Senator Adam Schiff posting Huerta was acting as a community observer and calling the raids unconscionable. The U.S. attorney says Huerta was arrested for interfering with federal officers. Councilmember Hernandez says, get ready. this is just the beginning.
Los Angeles is a sanctuary city. That means we don't use any resources, any staff time, any facilities to support or enable a federal immigration enforcement. And what we have to also be clear about is that federal agencies are going to come in just like they did today and still do what they're going to do, conduct these raids without advising us, without notifying us. So these protections are very limited.
Governor Newsom had this to say about the raids, saying, quote, continued chaotic federal sweeps across California to meet an arbitrary arrest quota are as reckless as they are cruel. Donald statement goes on to say Donald Trump's chaos is eroding trust, tearing families apart, and undermining the workers and industries that power America's economy, end quote. Make sure to stay with NBC4 for updates on raids happening in LA. And right now, on the homepage of NBCLA.com, you can find a special section dedicated to immigration.
Good morning. For today, we're looking at another round of the early June gloom, followed by afternoon sunshine. But I have a few